Hello guys and welcome to Locking Project. Today I'm gonna do a quick speed test between the brand new shiny Moto G6 and the Moto G6 Play. Now the aim of this speed test is to find out whether the Play edition can actually outperform the more powerful G6 and whether it's worth the price difference when it comes down to gaming and general performance. We're gonna test the RAM management as well, we're gonna test for overheating, we're gonna test everything guys, but before that let's have a look at the specifications. On the right hand side I've got the Moto G6. It has a Snapdragon 450, it's an octa-core processor clocked at 1.8 GHz, it's built on the 14 nanometer process, the same as the Snapdragon 625. It rocks the Adreno 506 GPU, which is clocked at 600 MHz. I've got a 32 GB version with 3 GB of RAM. The screen is 5.7 inch 2160 by 1080. The battery is 3000 mAh and the current pricing is £220 here in the UK. And on the left side I've got the Moto G6 Play, which has the less powerful Snapdragon 430 processor. That's an octa-core processor clocked at 1.4 GHz. It's built on the old 28 nanometer process, which means that it's not that efficient. It rocks the Adreno 505 GPU clocked at 450 MHz. It has again 32 gigs of storage with 3 GB of RAM. It has again 5.7 inch screen, but this time 1440 by 720p resolution. It has 4000 mAh of battery and it costs only about £150 brand new here in the UK guys. In this case it's going to be very curious to see whether the more powerful processor actually is going to perform better considering the higher screen resolution. So let's see what do we have guys. Let's proceed to the speed test itself. How am I going to do that? Check this out guys. First of all, we're going to open up a bunch of applications. After that, we're going to open up a bunch of games. After that, we're going to run the Antutu. And at the end, we're going to do a stress test to see how is the temperature handling. And then we're going to go back to another benchmark to see how is the throttling on those phones guys. And of course, we're going to test the RAM management. But before that, let me just point out I've got SIM cards inside both of those phones that are connected to the same network, as you can see, Volokin 2.4. And it's quite hot at the moment, keep that in mind as well, 29 degrees at my location here in Moscow. So yeah, so first of all, let's start the battery temperature application. I'm very happy that both of those phones are running at 33 degrees at the moment. So yeah, we've got 41% on the G6 and 38% on the G6 Play. So let's clear all the applications. I have set up the animations at 0.5. By the way, they're running, you know, they're stock launchers, they've got the same amount of applications, so it should be as fair as possible. So let's open up Chrome quickly. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The G6 was a little bit quicker, and now is the time to hit the subscribe button. It's going to help out the channel quite a lot, guys. So let's proceed with Instagram. Let's see what we have. Okay, Instagram was just a little bit quicker on the G6. Oh, by the way, the screens are set up to the maximum brightness. They look a little bit different on screen, but they look a little bit different in real life. But I mean, in terms of brightness, they look the same. Now, Twitter. Let's open up Twitter. Let's see what do we have. Okay, again, the G6 was quicker. Now, it seems that the 450 actually is doing a better job in, you know, opening up applications in real time. Let's check Google Plus quickly like that. Again, the G6 was noticeably quicker, guys. Now, let's open up YouTube, or YouTube, as my fellow Englishman. Okay, this time actually, this one was quicker. The G6 was actually quicker, guys. Let's start playing one of my videos. Why not? By the way, if you haven't checked my channel, please do. I've got quite a nice videos coming down. Last time I did OnePlus 6 versus OnePlus 5T speed test. I'm gonna let that run like that. And now let's start opening up games. Now I'm gonna start with Angry Birds. That's gonna be the first time I'm opening up this game on both of those phones. And I've noticed that it puts quite a lot of load on the initial startup on the processors of those phones, guys. So let's see which game is actually going to load up faster. Okay, pretty much on the same time, but the G6 was just a little bit quicker this time, guys. Let's see which one is going to load up faster anyways. Okay, it was the G6. All right. Now, let's proceed to the next game, which is Hill Dash. Let's see what we have. I mean, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, if the G6 Play can actually outperform the G6 in any situation, I'll be surprised. But I have a surprise for you at the end of the video. Just keep watching and you'll be amazed by something. I think the G6 Play loaded up a little bit quicker, to be honest with you, on this occasion. But yeah, right. Let's proceed to the next game, guys. What do we have over here? Mortal Kombat. I'm happy that Mortal Kombat is finally optimized so it loads up a little bit quicker than it used to do before. And again, the G6 is a little bit quicker, guys. Let's see what do we have anyway. Okay. Black screen on both? Okay, yes, the G6 is a little bit quicker. And let's proceed to PUBG, my favorite game. I'm joking, guys, of course. Let's see which one is gonna load up quicker, guys. My bet goes to the G6, but we might have a win over here for the G6 Play. By the way, can you see a difference in the screens? This one is kind of glowing a little bit. It's not the same as on the G6. The G6 seems like it has deeper blacks. But anyway, the G6 is actually quicker loading up so far. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, the G6 Play is catching up. Let's see the final loading times. Alright, come on. By the way, the Snapdragon 450 is very similar to the 625. Very similar on the same 14nm process, more or less the same power. So it's quite a powerful SoC, by the way, despite the fact that it's only for the 4 series. So I'm kind of happy to see that the 4 series are getting more powerful, actually. Okay, we've got the PUBG loaded up, and now the last game is going to be Asphalt Extreme. Let's see what do we have. Now it's going to be very interesting to let you know about my experience in terms of gaming on those two phones, guys. But first I want to load up some benchmarks and kind of back up my theory about gaming on those phones. And as you can see, the G6 was quicker as well. So definitely opening up applications, hands down, the win goes to the G6. But now, check this out, Epic Citadel. Let me show you my screenshots on the Epic Citadel actually, guys. Let's see what do we have. Check this out, that's the G6. I'm having 47 FPS over here, and on the G6 Play I am having 56 FPS, which is a very good result. But let me show you something else. This is CASJA benchmark. Check this out, 42,021 FPS on the G6 and 39 FPS on the G6 Play, almost double the FPS on this benchmark, guys. And according to my experience, actually the G6 Play, once the game is loaded, provides actually a better gaming performance rather than the G6, which is very surprising because, as you can see, all the applications load up faster, but once you're in the game, you're getting a better overall performance over here. Let me just quickly open up Geekbench just to show you my history over here that I did, so you can have an idea how those processors perform. Of course, single core more or less the same, they're Cortex A53 both of them, and the multi-core is almost double for the G6, guys. That's for a reference only, of course. And now what we're gonna do is let's start up Antutu. Let's do the Antutu. After that, I'm gonna come back to the RAM management, and then we're gonna do a stress test to see which one is handling, you know, under pressure better, guys. So I've got the results over here already. I haven't run it over here, but anyway, let's do this again. 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay, I'm gonna allow that. See you in a bit, guys. Okay, so the Antutu has finally completed on both of those phones, guys, and you can see the difference for yourself, about 50% of improvement on the G6 here. But yeah, nothing too fancy, to be honest with you. It's interesting to see that the GPU is actually showing that it's not that powerful, but again, for that screen is definitely getting a better job. Now let's start opening up the applications backwards so we can see how exactly is the RAM management working, guys. So let's see Asphalt Extreme. Let's see what do we have. Okay, quite interesting. It had to reload on the G6. I definitely didn't expect that, to be honest with you. Let's just wait a second to load. By the way, let me know if you're still rocking the Moto 360 or I'm the only one madman left in this world to do that. But yeah, let's proceed with the rest of the games to see how is the RAM management. I'm very curious, guys. It's 3 gigabytes of RAM on both phones. And let's see what do we have. Yes, PUBG had to reload as well once again. Let's see Mortal Kombat over here. Okay, battery too hot. We've got a warning over here. I'm just gonna double check the temperatures in a second. Both Mortal Kombat had to reload over here, guys. Let's see how is the battery temperatures. Actually, 40, how much? 42 degrees, 42 degrees. Very interesting. We've got a glass back over here and we've got a plastic back over here, but both phones are at 42 degrees at the moment. Let's see Hill Dash. It seems like nothing is actually kept in the RAM, guys. Absolutely nothing. All the games had to reload over here. So let's just quickly go to Angry Birds and see what do we have. Again, battery temperature. Okay, I've set it up, by the way. Don't worry about that. I've set it up on 42 degrees. So yeah, let's come back to the applications and see whether anything is kept in the RAM or it's not. Okay, at least it comes back to the same video. Now, Google Plus, it had to reload again. Twitter, let's check this one out. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that for the next video. Twitter had to reload again, and you can see that the phones are starting to slow down a little bit. Instagram, let's see what do we have, guys. Okay, Chrome. Let's see how many of you subscribed. Nobody during the video. Oh, 2 subscribers. Bloody hell. Thank you very much, guys. Improvement. Okay, so basically everything had to reload once again. And I'm really not happy about the RAM. Now, once your phone is nice and hot at 43 degrees over here, let's quickly do a cast job benchmark just to see how the 40-degree mark is going to affect your performance. Because during my testing with phones, I have noticed that the 43-degree mark is where your phone is start to get quite hot, guys, and that's the case. Over here in terms of heat, we've got quite a lot of heat over here in this area on the G6. And on the G6 Play, let's see what do we have. We've got a little bit of heat, but it doesn't really feel that hot. I guess it's because of the plastic back. It could be because of the battery as well, the bigger, fatter battery. But let's see. That's very interesting actually to see how both of those phones are going to perform under pressure when they're already hot, which means that what kind of throttling are we going to get on those phones, guys? And from what I can see at the moment, actually, the difference is not that big, because remember when I used to show you the screenshots in the beginning of the video, we had a significant difference in the FPS compared to the 6 and the 6 Play, and the 6 Play being the better one, of course. So let's see what we're going to get. The benchmark is almost finishing, by the way. Just one more second and see what kind of results are we going to get, guys. All right, we're gonna have to close that. Okay, check this out. Average FPS 20 and average FPS 26. Now let's just come back quickly to my screenshots, because I don't remember what were the original numbers over here, guys. 22, 26 FPS, and over here you can see that we've got 21 FPS on the G6 and 39 FPS on the G6 Play, guys, which means under heavy load, when the throttling kicks in, it cripples down the performance on the G6 Play, and on the other hand, on the G6, the higher temperatures doesn't affect the performance that much, and it remains stable most of the time, which is very impressive, guys. And now the last thing that I want to do, I'm gonna kill all the applications that we're running so far, and I'm gonna do a stress test. The reason for that being is that I want to see how those processors are handling full load. Do they run 100% or do they run dynamically? Let's find out, actually. Yeah, let's start the test, and then I'm gonna come back to my conclusion, guys. Alright. So we've got the results, guys. Let's see what is really going on over here. 45 degrees on the G6 and 46 degrees on the G6 Play Edition. And from what we can see on the graphic is that The Snapdragon 430 is running on 100% all the time under pressure, guys. And the Snapdragon 450, at some point when the throttle kicks, it goes down to 80%, which basically results in and in a way it confirms the results that I got a little bit earlier. Basically, under heavy load, this processor is gonna be you know, not that efficient, and is gonna throttle a little bit more and pushing down the FPS down the line, where this one is gonna remain a little bit more stable, and although the performance is not gonna be brilliant, at least it's gonna be at least more consistent, guys. But overall, for gaming, both of those phones are doing a really good job. However, in terms of performance, the general performance is good. Opening up applications is slower on the G6 Play, and the RAM management is absolutely ridiculous on both of those phones, guys. 3 gigs of RAM is really not enough nowadays. Now, I understand that these are budget devices, but that should be the bare minimum. There's a version of the G6 Play with 2 gigs of RAM. Just forget about it. Get the 32 gig with 3 gigs of RAM, guys. So yeah, that wraps it up, guys. Thank you very much for watching the whole video. Now, in the next videos, what I'm planning to do is a full comprehensive... Oh man, these phones are hot. Oh man, yeah. Right, but this one feels hotter, to be honest with you. I think it's because of the glass back. It definitely feels hotter. This one, not that much. Anyway, one of the next videos, I'm gonna do a full comprehensive comparison between both of those phones, but I need a little bit of time to test the batteries and the cameras. And in the next video, I'm gonna throw the X4 in the game as well. I'm gonna do a speed test between those two, Snapdragon 625 versus the 450. Very similar processors, same resolution and same price, £220, and see whether the new phone is actually better than the old one over here, guys. But in order to, you know, watch that video, you have to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button as well. Thank you very much for watching again, guys, and see you in the next one. Adios.